What's up, everybody? It's Donnie Stamir, Search for Uhuru. Today's or tonight's topic is Black women will never replace the white beauty standard in Hollywood. And this goes for Black men as well, but I'm focusing on Black women because there was a video that was recently posted or released, and I'm going to play it here shortly, of a group of Black models in Miami who were, and I'm gonna use this word very loosely. I'm gonna put it in quotation marks, discriminated against. But before I go in, we just have to understand as Black people. Number one, Black men, Black women will never replace the white beauty standard or the white standard of beauty in Hollywood. You have to understand, white people went all over this planet, right? Colonized, whatever, whatnot, and implemented their beauty standard, just their standards in general. Now, if you think white people are just gonna give that up out of the blue, I don't care how liberal they call themselves, and how they care about the whales, and you know they might once in a while march out there with hands up, don't shoot, and all that good stuff. If you think and they care about the illegal aliens, if you think they're gonna replace the white, blonde hair, blue eyed standard of beauty with that of a chocolate woman with natural hair, I don't care how much better this Black woman looks. It's not going to happen. I mean, they built their entertainment industry, slowly but surely. Once Black people started the protest, they slowly allowed you to come in and, okay, we'll give you this role, and, we'll let you in on this Maybelline ad and or this makeup ad. But for the most part, what you have to understand, yes, you might get some token roles, but you would never be the standard of beauty. But let me play this video real quick. Give me a second. So this is the video in question.
So, me and Casey and about, what was it, maybe about 10, 15 other Black models were dismissed at a casting. The casting's closed. Just
back up for a
about
second.
10, 15 other Black models were dismissed at a casting. The casting's closed just so we can move faster. So we found to get out of line and then open the casting back up. Wow, Miami, wow. What do you think about this?
I'm lost for words. Like, I'm still trying to process what happened. Like, honestly,
all of us had to get out the line, and then because we wasn't moving fast enough, what was it? Maybe about 10, 15 other Black models were dismissed at a casting today because they told us they didn't want any more Black models, and that afros were a no-no. Like they was definitely not feeling the afro at all.
Of course, afros are going to be a no-no when it comes to Hollywood and the standard of beauty.
I didn't stand a chance, right? Wow. That's all I have to say. We're ready to go back to LA where we are appreciated and we book.
All right, like, I'm not pocket watching, but I used to model. All right, so you have to understand when they say appreciated and booked. All right, now, these days in 2018, you could go on Craigslist, right? And get a model, a bad model like her, for $200 for the night. Like right now, or for the day, or for whatnot, whatever you're doing, if it's a music video, photo shoot, you could book a girl like this for $200. And if I were to put up an ad on Craigslist for a model, hey, we're paying $200 and we'll feed you. I mean, that line will be wrapped around the building. I promise you. So when they say booked, again, I'm not hating, but we have to just put it all in perspective. Models aren't getting paid like back in the day, unless you're just a supermodel. All right, but if you're a model in LA and you know on the Chitlin circuit, I mean, you might get $200 here, $300 there. I mean, it's just what it is. But if you're old school Tyra Banks, or Iman or somebody, then yeah, you're getting that big money. Or Jordan Dunn, then yeah, you're getting that big money. But for the most part, models like this, they might get $200, $300. They get a big gig, they might get 1,000. But there's no money in modeling.
Somebody tell Miami there's no such thing as too much brown skin.
And this also too. Now, this right here, this look, this has bottom shelf Brad written all over it. The afro with the nose ring situation in LA, this has bottom shelf Brad written all over it. So all I'm saying, I'm just, I could be wrong. All right, what you have to notice, and I'm changing subjects a little bit, I'm gonna get back on topic. Now, if you are involved with a bottom shelf Brad, see what you guys got to understand about these girls and these bottom shelf Brads. Don't you notice when they cry racism, bottom shelf Brad is nowhere to be found, and is nowhere, is not fighting with them side by side. Don't you notice that? But anyways, off topic. I'm just saying, and I could be wrong. But I'm just saying, like, it's just something I just noticed. This is a bottom shelf Brad look. And usually when they're crying racism and discrimination, bottom shelf Brad isn't there to defend them. Something I noticed. But let me get back on topic. Here we go. All right, so now it's get back on topic. All right, so now it's story time now. So Dynasty Mir used to be a draws model. I pursued my draws modeling career, after I stopped playing football. I remember, when I used to have chicks over and they used to see me in my underwear, they said, well, this is when I was Albert. They said, Albert, you know what? You have a nice shape. You should model underwear. So I said, you know what? I should. So, I would, I remember my first photo shoot, it was like 35 degrees out. It was like 40 degrees outside, but I had to get that look. I had to get this shoot done. And I was in my drawers and, I'm like, look, I'm going to get this shoot done. I'm going to become a supermodel. I'm going to be bigger than Tyson Beckford. Because, all these girls said I look good. They all said I look good. So I know I'm going to be bigger than Tyson Beckford. Because all my side pieces were saying I look good in draws. So I remember I got my photos done and I went to the agency and, I showed them my book. I brought in my book, showed them my book. They said, you know what, Albert, you look good, but you're too big. Because, at this time I was still big, had my shoulders. I was like 205, like 208 pounds. I was ripped, but I was big. They're like, you don't fit the sizes, but lose weight and come back. I said, okay. So I lost weight, retook my photos, relocated to LA, hit the streets again, hit up agencies. I was Albert Hollis at one time. Get the likes up too. So I hit the streets, going to the different agencies, and they kept saying, you know what, you look good. You look good. You look great. I'm 6 feet tall. But we have enough models that look like you. And I didn't get it at first when they said look like me. I'm like, no one looks like me. No one looks like me. I have a very unique look. Ain't nobody else that looks like me. So I kept doing this, right? Until one day I went to an agency, and usually how it works, you come in, you sign your name. They have somebody like a assistant, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, who meets you in the waiting area. They come, they get your book. And I remember, usually it was weird. In LA, the people that would greet you when you were, waiting to be seen by the main agent, it was either always a butch or just a flaming guy, you know. And in the back were all the agents, and all the agents were always white. All the agents were white. So I remember this one time, because usually what will happen, they'll come get your book, take it to the back, and they say, "Hey, we have enough people that look like you, or you're not the look we're looking for." You said, "Okay," and then you get your book and you go to the next agency. So this time, the guy came, got my book, went to the back. He came back and said, "You know what? The agent would like to see you in the back." I said, "Wow, really?" So like I made it to the back. So I go to the back, we sit down, we talk, and the lady's like, "Look, the reason why I called you to the back is because you're from Georgia, I'm from Georgia. I went to the University of Georgia. I think this lady went to the University of Georgia as well. I think I put that on my resume on the back of my headshot card. I don't know why I just did." And she says, "Look, you look good, but we have enough models that look like you." And I asked her, "What do you mean by that?" She said, "Okay, I'm gonna keep it real with you. We have enough black models on our board, and it's hard enough to get them jobs." I said, "Okay, makes sense now. So that's what you mean by you have enough models that look like me." So I was like, "All right, no problem. I appreciate you um, being honest with me." And she's like, "Yeah, that's just the way the industry is. It's hard to book black models. It's hard. There's not a lot of opportunities for you guys." And she was being honest, and I'm happy she was. Then I forgot, she said something else. I'm trying to remember what else she said. So I said, "Okay, no problem." But another thing too, like they're so like they will not compromise the right standard of beauty to the point where if you go on a lot of these modeling board, like if you go on their website, in fact, let's do this. Let's run this experiment real quick. Hold on. I want to show you guys something. I'm about to prove something to you. Like the white models they use, they're like so pale, they're pink, they look almost dead, skinny and frail and sick. But they would rather stick with that versus compromising the white beauty standard. So they will get an ugly, frail, pink, sickly looking white model versus a beautiful black model. That's how it works. I'm telling you, I've seen this. So even before then, I had went back to corporate America. There you go, Heron Cheek. Yeah, like she just finished shooting up heroin and doing meth. Heron Cheek. That's exactly what it is. That's the best way you can describe it. These models be looking like they just did a bunch of cocaine lines and heroin and meth. But that's sexy. To look sick, that's sexy. But again, they're not going to compromise that beauty standard. So even before then, you know, I went back to corporate America because again, models don't make a lot of money. They don't. I mean, my typical model in LA, she's gonna have about 2 roommates. She might work a side job serving old white men at a country club somewhere, or working at Toast on Beverly or 3rd Street, whatever is at, or Barry's on 3rd. Modeling, they're not making a lot of money. So it didn't make sense to struggle versus just going back to corporate America and getting back into sales and making dough. Yeah, they love the thin, rail, sick-looking, pale models. That's what they like. But hey, it's their industry, so you can't get mad. And one thing they're not going to compromise is their white standard of beauty. They're not going to compromise it. And that's what these sisters got to understand. That's why, to me, it doesn't make sense, especially with social media these days, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. It doesn't make sense to beg to be a part of an industry that doesn't want you. Just, it doesn't make sense. And then all the gigs that I did get were gigs I got on my own. I kind of started my own hustle. I used to have posters of myself. I used to sell posters of myself to everybody. You had to know I showed you a poster. I didn't care. That's what I did. I had posters. I used to sell posters of myself. Just like hold on. Just like I have the postcards, which I'm late on sending out to some people. Just like I have the postcards for super chatting and doing a Patreon, I have posters of myself. Just sell them to everybody. You go on my website, buy a poster. When I had my website, I think it was like a Mirror Dynast or dynastymirror.com, mirrordynast.com. So I had a website. You go on there, you can order a poster. I don't care. I used to sell posters in the street, out the trunk of my Mustang. I used to hustle. I didn't care. Sell them to anybody. Big, yellow, whatever. Brown, white, male, female. I didn't care. I sold you a poster and autographed it. See, I used to hustle. But the thing I realized is Black people have to do their own thing. Like, what's his name? King Caron. Yeah, I was selling posters of myself to everybody out of my trunk. True story, in Atlanta. I didn't care. Posters of myself. So yeah, so that's the thing. We just have to realize that Black people will never replace the white standard of beauty in Hollywood. Period. That I did. I took the mixtape hustle and applied it to modeling. Swear to God. Let me see if I wonder if I got one of my posts. Hold on. Let me see if guys, let me see if I can find one of my posters. Pause. Hold on. Let me see if I can find one for you guys. Let me see if I can find one of my posters. Give me a second. I know I got one out here somewhere. Hold on one second. I took the Master P sell your mixed CDs out of your trunk and applied it to modeling and was selling my posters to everybody. Hold on, let me see if I can find one. But I landed a couple. I landed a couple gigs. I used to do the Bonner Brothers show, and then I did. It never came out though. I did. I also had the Lusters, but they never came out. I was supposed to be on the Jerry Curl box, the S Curl box. I did the S Curl box, but it never came out. So I got a little work here and there, but you know, it wasn't enough to make sense. Hold on, let me see if I can find one of my posters, y'all. And let me give a disclaimer to all the men that are on the chat. I'm in my draws. But again, I didn't care who you were. If you wanted a poster, I will sell you a poster. I didn't care about your race or background. I sold you a poster if you wanted one. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find one of my posters. Oh, here we go, right here. Hold on. Yep, here we go. Here goes a poster, y'all. Hold on. Here we go. Let me hold on, y'all. Let me show you one of my posters. Y'all about to laugh. Y'all about to laugh. Hold on. Let me show you one of my posters. Hold on. Damn, I could get this stuff. Okay, here we go. All right, y'all. This is one of my posters, y'all. Here we go. Bam. The Dynasty Amir situation. I would sell my posters. Here go another one. To sell my posters. Yeah. Draws model. I'm just, hey, I sold my posters. Hey, bro, I was all these male models look suspect, bro. I was a male model. We all look suspect. All right. Now I wasn't stripping. I don't have enough. I don't have enough rhythm. I wasn't stripping. No, I don't do the. I used to do. I used to personal train too. But yeah, you gotta just do your own thing. So I used to fitness model. I just got tired of it. No student loans. Yeah. Yeah, but that was old school. Yeah, but anyways, like I said, you will never replace the white standard of beauty in Hollywood, period. I mean, guys, the pictures are online. Like, just Google my name. I mean, all my draws, pictures, and suits and all that when I was an aspiring model. Yeah, so what's up with the weird questions? Like what? Nah, bro, I didn't have the patience for it. I didn't have the patience for it, man. You gotta understand, you gotta deal with racist white people, even the racist LGBT mafia. Like I couldn't deal with it. I got tired of it. I got tired of it. Yeah, I got tired of it. So that's why that's why I got out. I just got tired. I couldn't stand it. Yeah, the racism in the LGBT community is heavy, but they shame black men. Dude, I dealt with it. I dealt with it. The industry is very racist. And my thing is a very, very racist industry. So I went back to corporate America. Yeah, I was bigger back then too. So yeah, but like I said, dating was cool. Oh, trust me, I got mine. Trust me. Nah, Admiral, them back in the day, I was still yeah, I was half a coon. I was half a coon model. So yeah. But anyways, you know, appreciate you guys for joining me tonight. Make sure you go to search for Huru on Instagram, Snapchat, bigger. Go to search for Huru on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Facebook. Also go to dynasamir.com, Africa Personified Africa. I'm single. Africa Personified Africa. Search for Huru.com and go to Amazon.com. Search your name, Dynasamir, and please buy a book. Yeah, I did, Leo. Of course I did. Back in the day. Yes, sir. But yeah, like I said, I got tired of it. I couldn't deal with it. You know. So that's why I went back to corporate America and then, started focusing on Africa. So you're best to do your own thing, especially with social media. Oh, it's worse. It's worse out here, Christine, in Atlanta. Hit the super chat, Angie, and you get see no more posters, but you get a postcard. Linnell Grant, have you got a postcard from me yet? Linnell, hit me with your email me your address so you get a postcard. Yeah, don't let these pro blacks fool you. All these pro blacks, everybody has a past, That's why I might as well just be upfront about everything. Hell yeah, I was chasing Becky's back in the day. I'll be lying. Becky's, Maria's, Miss Lee's. I talked about it before. But the thing is, it's not, I can't look a black person in the face, especially a black man, with a non-black woman. I cannot look them if they tell me that being with a non-black woman, as far as just the affection, is better or the same as being with a black woman, they're lying. They have to be lying. I don't believe it. That's the thing. It's not the same. I'm 36. It's not the same. Okay, let me get something straight. Like I'm not a dancer, like a dance floor, that type of I used to be. But it's just that male stripper shit is so corny. Like they wear the socks and shit. They stuff they draws with socks and shit. I mean, people ask me to do it, but I can't do it. It's corny as hell to me. That's what I mean why I don't have any rhythm. Because it'll be hella corny and I just look hella corny and it was weird. Like that. I had a couple friends that did it. And they asked me to do it. And I'm like, I can't do that shit. You should just look hella corny. Yeah. Male strippers look corny as hell. Nah, now the dudes I knew that did it, they were getting plenty of females. Trust me. They were getting plenty of females. The men I knew that did it, they were getting plenty of, excuse my language, female. I don't want to say the B word, but trust me, they were getting plenty of females. Trust me. Plenty. But I would just look corny doing that shit. That's what I mean by, just no rhythm. Like I just look corny do it. Just I wouldn't be into it. Like I just so yeah. Bring back the posters. Posters not coming back. I was thinking about doing a coffee table book though, because I got a ton of. You know what? I would say this. I had the opportunity to shoot with a lot of cool photographers. And I never had any issues with my photographers. I mean, for the most part, they were gay, but I never had any. I mean, what you gotta understand when you're dealing with the model industry, they pretty much run the industry. The LGBT community, they run it. But I never had any. I never had any issues with photographers. The photographers were cool as shit. It's just trying to get into these agencies. They were on that bullshit. But I shot with some awesome photographers who were real cool, who I respect. It was just when you started like trying to get into the agencies and dealing with the agents, because it's like I said, when you go into the agency, it was always a butch or a flaming male that worked like the gate or the entry or the reception area. It was always they were always they just had attitudes and were just haters. And then it was always just the white people were always in the back. So they use the LGBT community as what's the word I want to use? Gatekeepers, or trying to think of the word I want to use to kind of filter everything out. Then in the back, it was always white. So that's how I always work. But it's just dealing with it's just me. I can't, just being a man, I can't deal with a flamboyant homosexual male that has an attitude. I can't deal with it. I couldn't deal with it, man. And you would deal with that at every agency. But like I said, my photographers were cool as shit. Real cool. Remember, we are in the Jackson years. You're about to see more, bro. What you mean? Yeah, make sure you email me, search for whoword@gmail.com. Filters are, what's the term as far as like prime example in Uganda, they use Indians to kind of, be the middlemen. And then here in America, during slavery, they use mulattoes to kind of be the middlemen. I can't think of the correct term. Buffer. There you go. Buffer class. There you go. Thank you, Big OJ. Buffer. So what they do with these agencies, they'll use, it was either a butch or I don't know what the correct term for butch is, but I mean, a very manly woman or a flaming man to kind of be the buffer between you and the agents in the back. So yeah. So anyways, y'all, I mean, you got to. I mean, you got to. You got to admit it. I mean, so we can laugh about it. But seriously, I was thinking about doing a coffee table book because I took a lot of good photos. I shot with some nice photographers. Again, all you guys got to do is just Google my name. Google Albert Hollis or Dinah Samir. All my damn pictures are going to come up. And I shot with a lot of cool photographers, man. I was thinking about doing a coffee table book here like the next year or so. just because I have all these photos. I might as well use them. Who has a question? With the casting directors, I never really made it that far, man. I mean, I would go on casting calls, but I really never had a true agent when I was in Hollywood. Because again, I had because I had how can I put it? We all looked the same. I looked like all the other black models. So yeah, but again, I wasn't passionate about it because again, there was really no money into it, and I just didn't feel like dealing with the politics. That's the thing black people don't understand, especially living in places like California and New York and these liberal places. It's just so many fucking politics you got to deal with. It's so many politics, different politics and sects and groups that you have to deal with in LA. I mean, you got to be careful with the feminists. You got to be careful with the LGBTQ community. You got to be careful with the Jewish community. You can't say this. You can't say that. You can be you can be unapologetically black about this, but you can't be unapologetically black about that. It's just, you have just a lot going on in these liberal cities. That's why I couldn't deal with it. And then when I had my son, I was ready to get out of here. I think doing work in Nollywood would be a smart idea. I just think, like I said, doing work, yeah, you have to be so politically correct in places like LA, in New York, and just dealing in the entertainment industry that it's not worth it. You have to be so politically correct in these places. That's why I was just like, I'm good. That's why when you have platforms like this, that's why it's just being black. You just got to start your own platform, man, because you got to be so politically correct. I mean, you have so many people putting a battery in your back. You can't offend this people. You can't disagree with this person. Why blacks can't say anything. Exactly. I'm telling you, man, the black people in Hollywood are the last group you want to follow. The last group. Compton and Crenshaw is completely gentrified. Compton is predominantly Hispanic now. Crenshaw's gentrified. It's pretty much a wrap for black people in LA. The majority of homeless people in LA are black on Skid Row. Right. You can't be true to self and be in the industry. Exactly. That's why I had to get up out of there. Oh, yeah, it's a wrap for black people. That's why when black people come out defending Maxine Waters, I'm like, dude, leave her to the wolves, because she did that to us. Leave them to the wolves. Leave her to the wolves. There's a few black people left in Inglewood, but I mean, pretty much the state of California. I'm a Wally Bonjawo. I drove through Skid Row last night. Down this was depressing. Yeah, man. I used to do outreach work on Skid Row for 6 years. Trust me. And it's getting worse. Oakland's gentrified. Again, it's a wrap for black people in Cali. They rather deal with feminine men. Exactly. We need crowdfunding so we can leave Cali. Just leave. I will. Yeah, Leimert Park is done. I already know. Leimert Park was pretty much done when I first got to LA in 08. Christine World, do you still live in LA? Christine's World, do you still live in LA? But anyways, guys, let me get out of here. Till next time, family. Peace.